Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Everyday Prosperity Wisdom. I'm Laurie LaMantia, and I'm here with the lovely Tricia Fiske.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, everyone. So, today we're going to talk about commanding and demanding prosperity. And this, I hope you will feel the power and energy and magic that is intended with this conversation today. And it came to me last week when I was meditating, and I was feeling the energy difference between asking and could I please and sitting with my full energy running through my chakra system saying, prosperity, yes, now, thank you. Right, and it felt different. It felt like jet fuel running through my body, and I felt myself sit up a little bit taller. I felt my heart open and expand. That prosperity energy as it flowed through me, as I commanded it energetically and demanded it, felt very different than I would like some prosperity, please. And so I called Trish and I'm like, we should do command and demand prosperity this week. And she was like, absolutely. So here we are.
Right.
Um,
And I'm anxious to do this because I don't have control and command like Lori does. And so I want to learn. I want
See,
that.
I totally disagree with that statement because you're a yogi master. You know how to move energy through your system. And of course, I've got a little bit something because I got some Sicilian in me. So I know how to like use my anger and that's the thing. It's that I want it, I can have it, and it's done. And I and I want to start this by having that feeling of full on energy that flows through us. And I think what happens when people hear the word command or demand, they think it's about anger, it's about grasping. And I want us to first set down in the reality of the love that we already are. And we talk about this a lot, but as we shoot our energy through our hearts, that's why it goes one, two, three, heart, and then it goes ba. You know, when we bring it through our hearts, we feel it connect differently, and we feel love and joy and possibility happen. So it's that command and demand, I think traditionally for us is a low vibration idea. And what we're doing is bringing it through our hearts and making it a higher vibration concept. And the other, so after the love part is knowing, of course, that it's done. Of course, prosperity is already here. Of course, it's available to us. And of course, we're dearly loved unconditionally. And so when we make this command demand, we fill ourselves and we bring it through ourselves, knowing that we are loved, knowing that we can command and demand anything. And so, why wouldn't the answer be yes?
Mm.
And that's why we wanted to talk about this today. And this is a big topic, but it's also not so much a thinking topic is I'm wishing for us to really feel the energy topic of it, right? And I think
Mm.
that's why I said command and demand, because demand feels like I know what I want and it can happen and I'm not, and then it's done. And that's why I don't have to keep worrying about it and then don't let the doubt pour back in.
Love it. I love it.
Can't we feel the difference between like, the tradition, like, I would like prosperity. Can I have prosperity? What do I have to do to get prosperity? Right?
Right. Oh, yeah. That's just so lame.
Right. Yeah, totally. And substitute the word prosperity for any word. Money, abundance, joy, health. Really, we're using the word prosperity as a holding concept or a holding energy for any of the things we would love to experience in our lives that feel
Right.
we can't. And I think that's where the demand and command comes in, is we're sovereign divine beings. Of course we can say what we want, how, and put that energy expectation, let's say, into the field. But the thing is that most of us expect, command and then go, I did it wrong. I don't deserve
Right,
it. It'll never
right,
happen. What about,
right.
what about, what about? And then all those doubts just come and literally just put your fire out.
They definitely do. Yes. I mean, you can just feel it when you say it.
Yeah, just you can right. You just feel like psh, there goes the little spark. Oh, nah, we're back to, just
Right, right.
nothing. And so, um, and I was thinking about this morning. I woke up with the quote in my mind from Conversations with God, which is a prayer is a fervent declaration of what is already so. And I
Mm,
love that. And Neil was doing with God was asking about prayer, this thing where I launch it and go, "Oh, I hope you heard me. And the response was, no, it is a fervent declaration, aka command, fervent declaration of what is already so. I did just feel that roll up my chakra system, right? Root, solar plexus, navel, boom, 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 through the heart. Bah! That's the command and demand energy that we're talking about here. And that fervent declaration, I don't think we realize that, we've talked about this so much. We're powerful creators. Why can't we make a fervent declaration?
right,
Why
right.
can't we make a command or a demand? Of course we can. And if you're listening to this, you're at the point where absolutely you can. You have found us through a billion million little possibilities. You need to hear this. And I remember when I was taking theta healing is this beautiful modality. And I know, Tricia, you've taken that class about from
Yeah,
theta. And you
yeah.
go up to creator and you command, you say, creator of all that is, I command that this healing be done now, or this abundance happen in my life now. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you. Show me. And I remember, so there, look at all those pieces there, right? I
Right.
command it. And then, they kind of watered it down to request because people got uncomfortable with the word command, which I found fascinating. And I get
Yes,
why you gotta go through the work. When you go through the work of the word, you realize why it's there the way it was, why we feel like we can't. If you just work
right.
through that statement, you have evolved yourself to being the conscious creator you are. You could say. And then it's done, it's done, it's done. The answer is yes, 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 of course. And show me is that's where we as witnessers, it's got to get from the everything, the unlimited, the all etheric into 3D, right? So we're watching it. And that's when that little time lag or big time lag turns into doubt. Why isn't it here yet? And
Right,
her
right.
response is, well, you must have a belief about it. You must believe you can't, or there's something in between you and it because there is no time, so it could happen instantaneously. But it's okay. It might take a little time. So show me and witness. So how's this feeling? I guess what feeling comes up for you when you feel the idea of commanding prosperity or demanding prosperity for you?
It feels exciting actually because it feels like I'm actively participating in it and not just sitting back and waiting for something to come to me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually I'm a part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
100%.
right, and that's a huge difference
Mm,
other than sitting around waiting. Oh, if I wait here long enough, it'll
right,
just come to my door, knock on my door. Instead, I am actively part of it happening. I
right.
am creating. I'm
Yeah.
creating.
And
So
you're
that's a
radiating
big
it. Yeah, you're
right.
radiating prosperity. That's where you do. You go, I know it's done. I can't wait. This is so fun. I'm enjoying my life. I'm playing. And you said it last week when you were talking about your vision board. You said, a couple of years ago when you put your vision board you looked at it every day. You felt it. You felt it
Right.
coming into fruition. And yeah,
I interacted with it. Yeah.
and I think, this time you said, oh, last when we were talking the last couple of weeks, you're like, I just haven't been as active of a participant.
Right.
And, active participant is different for everyone, of course, but it it is me, that excited expectation that, ooh, and watching all the prosperity and the witnessing, watching it all flow in all its abundant ways, not just money, but of course, money plus joy, ease. The other day I was watching, there was a tree that fell and it didn't fall on the house. It's a huge oak tree in that storm we had, and the oak tree fell across the street and it would have decimated the house if it would have fallen on the house. And I was like, those people won the lottery today. Now, if I would have said to them, you won the lottery, they would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But energetically, they won the lottery. That tree fell the other way. It did not fall on their house. That's all prosperity that's pouring in, and we don't necessarily maybe call it that.
Acknowledge it. Right. We don't acknowledge it. Yeah. No, that's
Right.
true. Right. We
Prosperity's
don't.
way bigger definition. The unlimited has unlimited definitions of prosperity and unlimited ways of showing it. And but so I was kind of really feeling the jet fuel of that command and demand word, like now, not tomorrow, now, and I got my now shirt on. I've got and now. I've got, and I'm like, it's a good word. Now's a good time.
It is. Yes. There is no time like now.
Now, the present now, right? And I hope everybody's feeling the empowerment in that too, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's why I wanted to start with love and that you're dearly loved and the unconditional response of course, you are honored. You are honored as a powerful creator. You are honored as a divine being. Of course, and why would anything outside of you know better what you need than you?
That's a very valid point, too. Right. Right.
So everything I've ever experienced is ask. The ask is the divine creator that is you saying, I know what I need. I'm a divine creator. I'm going to pull it in. And of course you can ask for help. You know, I
Right.
I'm a little floundery here. I can't see. Of course, we could, we've got guides and everything, but even help has to be requested on some level
Right.
because of
Right.
our divine, unlimited, respected free will nature, which I know pisses a lot of people off, including me many times. Like, don't you know? Of course, you know. Um,
But it's also a way to invite in more
mm,
love, I think. I mean, I know I have lost in my life several friends who I dearly loved. And I like reaching out to them and asking them for help because
oh
it
yeah,
makes me feel like they're still here with me too.
right, yeah. They've
And
never left
why,
me.
right? And why on earth would they ever say no?
Right. That's
Right? No,
Thank you
no,
for
you
that.
can't.
Right. It's
They
never
would never say that, right?
never. And there's a beautiful book called Ask and It's Given. And the ask can be a command. A fervent ask, I want this is a legitimate ask. And I remember spending a lot of time with the idea that it could be not given. You didn't ask right, it's not time. You didn't, the answer was maybe, we'll see. No, the answer was never
Mhm.
yes, right? And what you
Right.
just said, of course every aid will come to you. Um, and I really, and maybe next week we'll talk about doubt. Doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, um, insecurity. Take any of your classic, what damping down things that we do that make you feel like undeserving, unworthy. All those things are what pour the water on the fire of the passionate
Right.
ask.
Right.
And
Right.
And I think that's so important for us to catch ourselves, because it's like taking a giant fire hose to your fire, that fire you got stoked around,
Right. And you know they're there. You know those things are there.
right?
So why not head on into them and stay with
Yes.
your fire. Right.
Yeah,
Stay with your fire.
exactly.
Say, yes, I see you're there, but I'm
Right,
staying here.
right. And then interestingly enough, that's what a conscious creator does, right? They keep vibrating the the knowing it's done. I'm excited, it's happening. I feel that I feel it, I vibrate it. And the weird thing is the vibration is how we talk. The command is a vibration. It's not just words, right? It's this is how it feels. So we vibrate it out through not only our head, but our heart and those first three chakras. So the running it through our system, our energy system, in a yes manner versus a no manner, let's say, feels
Or
very
a
good.
maybe.
A
Or
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe is the wimpiest word of all of all time, right? In this case, for what we're talking about. Um, So the power that we have as a conscious creator is to stay in that. Oh, and what I was going to say was the doubt also becomes an ask, interestingly, right? The doubt is
Mhm.
another declaration, and it's a fervent declaration of no,
That's right. That is correct.
because the energy, no, there's nothing out there judging that we changed our mind, right? It's a that's where, and I think people who are really beautiful, powerful creators hold the space of I am in connection with the unlimited divine and I know it and I feel it and I radiate it and they they just do it a little bit more consistently probably than I do. But that doesn't mean I don't know how to do it. It just means I let doubt, put my fire out.
That's a lovely admission.
Yeah. Well, we're not done. If we were done, we wouldn't be sitting here talking. Let's just say that.
Right, right.
But I do
Valid,
love
very
that
good.
I think we're trying to become as conscious of it as much as possible. And then maybe it will become unconscious and my neural pathways will be grooved up, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I want to be able to talk about it with you as we go through it too. I think we're
Right. Yeah, I agree. Right, because that's part of it is acknowledging the whole process.
yes.
Yeah, the whole process.
So as we come back and think about and feel into, and I do think if you're listening, doing a little introspection about how you feel about making a command or a demand around your abundance, around your prosperity is really worthwhile. And if you gave yourself permission to, and with the knowledge that it's going to be, you're dearly loved, and the answer is yes. And when you make that fervent declaration, as long as you don't douse it with cold water, it's always in the ethers, and you can see it happening. You can see it coming by magical things coming in, here and there and here and there. Or it might just come, I don't know, and when you make a demand of prosperity or command, and you let it run through your system, it feels very empowered. And if you could stay there, knowing it's gonna, it's I am it. It is me. I am it. It is me. Things have to change. They have to start shifting in your world. That's the law of attraction. That's the law of the way energies work. Did,
I tend to forget that the law of attraction that it's an actual thing that's happening all the time.
all the time.
Right,
Yes.
which is why it's so important to acknowledge that you're making a choice.
Hmm. Right. about your vibration, about what you're
Right.
attracting, about, and the law of attraction does not go, she didn't mean that.
No, it doesn't.
She didn't mean that out. She really didn't mean it. It's like, oh, she switched gears. She's pouring white, water on in advance. Yeah, clear cancellate. I'm not going any farther with those thoughts, but
Right.
yes,
Right.
we're staying in jet fuel mode.
Right.
I have it.
So
I will have it.
I have this beautiful tarot deck that is from Mary Oliver quotes from her poems. And so I wanted to draw a card for this conversation today. And um, I drew the sun.
Perfect.
So I thought how the sun blazes for everyone, just so joyfully as it rises. And I thought, I am so many. What is the name of the deep breath I would take over and over for all of us? Call it whatever you want. It is happiness. It is another one of the ways to enter into fire.
You pulled
Wow,
that
how
randomly.
perfect.
How about
Yeah.
that? See, we commanded that we were going to talk about prosperity, and we got support through the sun card, which is a hugely powerful and perfectly abundant, never ending, always available. Nobody has to earn the sun. I mean, it's a perfect metaphor for what we're talking about, too, right?
Exactly.
You don't have to go,
Yes.
sun, could you shine on me today,
You're
please?
right.
I
Right.
did my homework.
Right.
I
I know you're at my neighbor's house, but could you
That's
come to
right.
mine too?
Exactly. It's like, oh. So, oh, perfect card. Perfect. I love that deck that your student made you. What a brilliant thing. You
Yeah,
should tell them a little
friend.
bit. Yeah, your friend made you the deck. And it because she knew you loved Mary Oliver quotes. So she took
Right.
every card of the tarot and put a Mary Oliver quote with it. It's an amazing deck. It's a beautiful thing. Let's shout out who did that for you?
Well, the original, hang on one second. The original author of this is um, Kirsten Andrews. She did it in 2024. And my friend who shared it with me is Kim. I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't know if she would want
Oh,
her
right.
name out there.
Good catch. Okay. So, so thank you for that because it was a beautiful, perfect, perfectly apropos card. And also, the sun has that vitality, right? It's jet fuel. And when it blazes, like we're in summer now, you're being hit by the sun. That's the
Oh, yeah.
power we have within our core and in our solar plexus and in our hearts. And as we radiate like the sun, all prosperity, all manner comes to us unconditionally, unquestioned. Okay, I
All
think we
right.
nailed it. Okay,
I think we'll
go
leave it
out and
there.
enjoy your jet fuel, everyone. And
Right.
know it is done. It's done. It's done. Namaste, everyone.
Swaha.